Sagittarius. Freedom isn't the focus this week, structure is, and that may feel like resistance at first. As the sun moves into Taurus, your attention is pulled into your daily life, routines, responsibilities, the small things that quietly shape your larger reality. There's something here that requires consistency, not inspiration, not motivation, consistency. Early in the week, you may feel the urge to avoid it, to stay in possibility instead of committing to the process. But midweek brings a reality check. Something shows you the gap between where you are and where you say you want to be. And by the weekend, the emotional tone shifts inward. You feel the weight of what hasn't been followed through, or the stability of what has. What would change if you treated your routine like it actually matters? This week isn't about limitation, Sagittarius. It's about building something that can support your freedom long-term.
Sagittarius. Your card is the Four of Pentacles. Holding on too tightly can become its own limitation. The Four of Pentacles speaks to control, security, and the fear of loss. You may be trying to maintain stability, but in doing so, you risk restricting movement. This week asks you to examine what you're holding on to, and why. Security is important, but so is flow. Find the balance between the two.
Sagittarius. You get hexagram 4, mountain over water, youthful folly. There is something you do not yet fully understand, and that is not a flaw. Youthful folly speaks of learning, of inquiry, of humility in the face of the unknown. This is a time to ask, to observe, to remain open. Assumption leads to error. Curiosity leads to growth. Seek guidance where needed and be willing to receive it.
Sagittarius, your rune is Raido. Raido is structured movement and directed travel. Progress requires a defined path. Direction without structure results in inefficiency. Establish sequence. Determine next steps clearly. Follow through in order.
Not everything that shifted this week was visible. Some changes happen beneath the surface, in the choices you didn't make, in the truths you finally acknowledged, in the things you can no longer ignore. That is where real transformation begins. In the comments, tell me, what are you finally ready to face, even if it feels uncomfortable? There is power in naming it. If this resonated, like, subscribe, and turn on the bell, because what's coming next builds on what you've already started to uncover. Watch your rising sign too. It often reveals the deeper story of your week.